tanto jugando suelto como en competición. Tanto si se trata de un rápido 9 hoyos o de un gran 36. Tanto si juegas bajo presión o arrasando, siempre das lo mejor de ti. Nuevo Fuel de FootJoy.
All right, everyone, welcome inside the Virtual Media Center here at the DIO Implant LA Open. I am pleased to be joined by Inbee Park. If you have any questions for Inbee, please let me know on the chat function of this call so that I know to call on you and unmute you. And there are microphones again in front of the room for anyone that has questions. I'll first start it off. Inbee, welcome back to LA. What's it like to be back at Wilshire?
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite courses of the year, and I think this golf course really suits my game really well. So, really close to Koreatown. Feels like we're playing back home. Feels very comfortable. The weather is great. I'm really used to the west side of the country, so I'm glad to be here.
You have a number of top performances here at Wilshire Country Club. I think T15 is the worst in your last three here. Just you say this course suits your game. What is it about it that you just feel more and more comfortable on it?
This is like in a city, and then the course is narrow and the course is running. The greens are very small and very tough. So I like tough greens. They're Poana greens. They're very tricky. They're really reminds me of like a little bit of Aviara, and the courses in California. They're I like the dry courses and tough greens. So I think it's gonna be good.
How would you assess kind of how your state of the game is as you enter into these back-to-back LA events?
Yeah, I mean, not too bad. I mean, it's just I just gotta get everything together. I think, I feel like I'm playing pretty good. Hitting the ball okay. Just didn't get that much up and downs last week, but except for last week, I think everything else has been pretty solid, and just trying to sharpen up a little bit.
How much of a challenge was last week, do you think, especially with those gusts of winds? We could see it. For me, not being in Hawaii, but watching on TV, it definitely looked like a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, there was a new golf course, and I wasn't really used to the golf course. And it's just not my type of the golf course. And with the wind, obviously, made it really challenging. And, just my body condition just wasn't there last week. So, I just had a good time in Hawaii since I had a couple of days off. And I'm here fresh, so.
Feeling refreshed, feeling good. We'll start opening up to questions. Steve, I know you have a question if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Hey, Inbee, how are you? Sorry I'm not out there with you, but
okay.
I know this is as close as you get, really, to Koreatown. There are Koreatowns in many of the cities that we visit. What makes this one special?
Well, this one's I think, really true Koreatown. I mean, it's just so much. I think this really reminds me of just Seoul. And I'm staying in K-Town, which is really in the middle of everything. So it really reminds me of, Seoul, where I live, and it's just a lot of population. I was just really surprised that, we had this ant termination guy, and I was expecting a non-Korean guy for that job, but it was a Korean guy, and he recognized me, so I was really surprised. Yeah.
So will you eat a lot of native foods this week, and what else do you think you will do?
For sure. I mean, I'll definitely, eat, probably the, best out of, all the weeks on tour. And I think it's just the atmosphere. I mean, we have a Korean sponsor this week, play the Pro-Am with, all the Korean people who came from Seoul, Busan. And it's just, I don't know if we're in America. It's a bit of confusing. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
How comfortable do you feel in an environment like this, especially as you talk about kind of the sense of, being in Seoul? Does that make it just even more special, and does it make you even more confident and comfortable as you head into back-to-back LA events? Yeah, I mean,
I really love this area, and I mean, especially reminds me of, a lot home, like the food, plus the drive, drive from, my, the place where I'm staying to here is, pretty crazy drive with, tough left turns and tough parkings. It's just like Korea. So yeah, it's like everybody parked in the curbside. it's just it's the same as Korea. I'm used to it. My husband and I was like kind of joking. We were like joking that it's tough driving, on this city, and we were like, yeah, but we're Seoul drivers. This is nothing. So it's just things like that. It's just funny. Yeah.
I love that. As how nice is it to have these back-to-back events in LA? It's the first time we've ever had something like this on tour. So to be able not to have to go too far away and have be playing next week at a course also like Palos Verdes.
Yeah, I mean, I never play next week's golf course, but I think it's going to be pretty similar to what we see here this week or Aviara. So, I mean, I love this kind of golf courses. I'm really excited to play 2 weeks in LA, especially in the end of April, which is the best weather of the year. So, yeah, glad to be here.
And as you look ahead to the rest of kind of your summer swing, we're getting into the swing of things, of no pun intended. But with that, how important is it as you kind of structure out the rest of your schedule? Are you going to be playing a lot, or is it one of those that you'll have to be strategic? Yeah,
I mean, I think I'm going to play a bit in the middle stretch there with the US Open and the KPMG. I think I'm really going to concentrate my game to build up into that point. And obviously we have some important tournaments coming up in Europe. So that's kind of the two stretch that I'm really looking forward to.
Awesome. Alex, I know you have a question if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Hi, Inbee. I just got a quick question for you. Now, you mentioned that you're pretty happy overall with the state of your game. What would you be looking to, say, clean up just to maybe get you up to the next level of your play?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about, my ball striking or putting and, everything about my game. But like the tournament days, when it hits the tournament days, I don't feel like my putting's, going in as well as I want it to be going in. I mean, even though I'm striking the ball well, it's just somehow not finding the hole. So I'm just trying to, find that time and obviously just, hitting a little bit closer and probably trying to make a few more putts is kind of what I'm trying to do. Putting has been a little bit disappointing this, for a couple of events. So trying to get that fixed.
Excellent. Thank you so much and good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right. That will wrap it up for us here. Best of luck this week, Inbee.
Thank you.
And then quickly.
El nuevo Pro SL no tiene clavos, pero tiene un agarre increíble. Con una plancha de carbono adicional para optimizar el retorno de energía y un nuevo y moderno diseño, el zapato original de máximo rendimiento sin clavos tiene algunas ventajas importantes.